We're now a week since we had the results of the general election, and the Conservative candidate retained his seat and again increased his majority. I believe the swing was around about 11%. How do you feel as the Labour candidate?
Obviously it's a very disappointing night for Labour, and there's no getting away from the fact that some of the results across the country were shocking. I looked at the results in Wrexham and in Blythe Valley. We haven't lost those in 100 years. So it was a very difficult night for Labour, and I think we have to acknowledge the reasons for that. There was no great surge in support for the Conservatives. What happened was the Labour vote collapsed.
Why do you think the Labour vote collapsed as it did?
What I heard on the doorstep, I heard three broad areas of concern from people living in Tamworth. The first broad area of concern was about Brexit and the lack of clarity about the Labour Party's position on Brexit. To be fair, I didn't hear it that much, but it did come across. The second area of concern was around the leadership and people's impression of Jeremy Corbyn, that he was a threat to national security, an IRA terrorist sympathiser. All of those things, whether there was truth to them or not, people were actually believing it and saying it back to me. So I think that was an important factor as well. And the final one was, I think our manifesto was simply too ambitious for people, and they did not trust that we could deliver it if we were in government. And I think we need to listen to that and to think about what we say the next time we're in front of people.
Just looking generally back, I think most people will know that the Conservatives ran on the "Let's get Brexit done." Can you identify what Labour's headline was?
Labour's headline was that we would negotiate a better deal on Brexit and then put it in a vote in another referendum to people and offer them remain as an option in that referendum. And I think what we heard loud and clear from people was that they had had enough of Brexit, and the Tory message of "get Brexit done" resonated with people in a way that perhaps the Labour position did not. And I think we have to begin to recognise the depth of feeling about Brexit and to begin to respond to that. We've had discussions in the Labour Party about how we listen to people. And as far as I can see, the only way that you really listen to people is to go out and talk to them and genuinely listen. Don't tell them what your position is, listen to what their feelings are and then respond to that. And in Labour, in Tamworth, that's what we're going to be doing over the next few years.
You've just mentioned on the doorstep. I would think a lot of people in Tamworth now are looking to see the future. What is the future of the Labour Party in Tamworth now?
I mean, it's an interesting question. The next time we have an election, the Brexit deal that Boris Johnson is now putting in front of the country is not the same one he campaigned on. And I think when people begin to see that what they were promised in the Conservative manifesto isn't true and isn't being delivered, then I think the atmosphere in which the next election takes place, and it's in May, it's the local elections in May, and I think the atmosphere and the feeling at that time will be very different to what it is now. So here in Tamworth Labour, what we're going to be campaigning on, I think, are three broad areas. We're going to be campaigning on keeping public services in Tamworth, protecting our NHS, protecting local government, making sure our education system is properly funded. So we'll be doing all of that to ensure that services we keep losing from Tamworth are brought back here and made better. And the second thing that we're going to be focusing on is working with young people to make sure they can fulfil their potential, to make sure our schools give them the education they need, to make sure that Sure Start is restored, to make sure that youth centres are opened again. I want to start a youth council in Tamworth so that young people can have a real say in the way the town works. And the third area I really want to focus on is about housing and homelessness. I think it is absolutely crucial that everybody who needs a warm, safe house gets one, and we are committed to making sure that happens in Tamworth.
You talk with some passion about Tamworth. How are you going to be involved with Tamworth going forward?
I'm going to stay involved in what the Labour Party programme in Tamworth is going to be. I've put my contact details out there for people, and if they want to talk about Tamworth in Labour and its future programmes, I'm more than happy to sit down and hear what they have to say and to work with local people to make change happen. I mean, I live in Tamworth and my son goes to school here, so I have a real stake in what happens to Tamworth going forwards into the future. And I'm going to work as hard as I can to make sure that the potential that Tamworth has is fulfilled for everybody who lives in it.
So if someone did want to get in touch with the Labour Party, now's your opportunity. Is it an email that you'd like them to send you? Or is there somewhere that they could actually go to see not only yourself, but all of the Labour councillors and the Labour Party in general?
We will be holding public meetings in Tamworth, and we'll be publicising them and inviting people to come along and to talk to me at those. I also have an email address which is on the Tamworth Labour Party website, and I'm very happy to receive people's emails. My phone number, my mobile phone will be on that as well, and I'm very happy to talk to people. I feel really strongly that we all need to be involved in the future of Tamworth, and I think Tamworth has a great future and the Labour Party is a very important part of that future.
So for Tamworth and the Labour Party, you're looking to the future. What are you learning from the past?
What I'm learning from the past is that if you lose touch with the people who have traditionally supported you, if you stop listening to them and if you keep just talking down to them, then you will lose that connection. We're going to get that connection back by going out and genuinely listening to people. I mean, I've got a group of young people working with Labour in Tamworth now, and that some of the ideas they've got are tremendous, and I think we're going to make a real impact in Tamworth over the coming years. So I'm actually really excited about the challenge and looking forward to it.
So, Chris, thank you very much for your time, and Tamworth, look to the future. Thank you very much.
And can I just wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year.
And we look forward to what's going to happen in 2020.
Thank you.